What if the secret behind your best decisions is not more action, but more stillness? You wake up, and the noise starts instantly. Messages, alerts, headlines, expectations. Before you've even left your bed, your attention has been pulled in 10 different directions. You eat while scrolling. You walk while listening. You work with 5 tabs open and 3 conversations half finished. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted but strangely unsatisfied. Like you were busy the whole time but didn't really live any of it. We tell ourselves this is just how life is now. Chaotic, always on. But what if the real cost of this constant stimulation isn't just stress or burnout? What if the real cost is that you can no longer hear your own mind clearly enough to know what you truly want? The first key to stillness is mastering your attention. Imagine your mind as a lake. When the surface is whipped by wind and rain, you can't see more than a few centimeters down. Every thought, every notification, every worry is another drop hitting the surface, another ripple. But when the water becomes calm, the bottom appears. Things that were always there suddenly become visible. That's what happens when you reclaim your focus. You're not becoming a different person. You're finally able to see what's been inside you all along. Right now, most people live on a mental autopilot, built by algorithms, marketing, and emergencies that aren't truly emergencies. Whatever shouts the loudest gets your energy. You don't choose what to think about. The world chooses for you. Have you ever noticed how quickly a single comment or post can hijack your mood for hours? Have you ever finished an entire scrolling session and thought, I don't remember a single thing I just consumed? Taking back your attention starts with an uncomfortable admission. Your current habits are training your brain to be scattered, but the same brain that's been trained to constantly jump can be trained to land, to stay, to rest. One of the simplest changes is to create tiny pockets of intentional silence in your day. No headphones, no background video, no endless refreshing. Just you, your breath, and whatever thoughts rise to the surface. At first, it feels boring. Then it feels confronting, because you start to meet the worries you've been drowning in noise. After that, something else appears: clarity. You don't need hour-long meditation sessions to begin. Start with a ritual. For the first 10 minutes after you wake up, your phone stays far away. Sit with a notebook instead. Ask yourself, what actually matters today? And what can I let go of? Write whatever comes out, without judgment. You're not trying to be profound. You're just slowing your mind down enough to see its patterns. Over days and weeks, you begin to notice themes to samafir. The same desire, the same frustration, repeating. Now you can work with them, instead of being controlled by them. Another way to cultivate mental stillness is to give your attention fully to one thing at a time. Single tasking sounds almost rebellious in a culture that worships multitasking. But look honestly, has multitasking ever made you calmer, wiser, more present? Or has it just made you feel busy while diluting the quality of everything you do? When you eat, just eat. When you talk to someone, actually listen instead of planning your reply. When you work, close the extra tabs. Silence non-essential notifications, and devote yourself to the task in front of you. At first, your brain will protest. It's used to constant switching, like a person who has lived in a noisy city their whole life, suddenly standing in the countryside at night. The quiet can feel intense, but if you stay with it, something shifts. Your thoughts become less frantic and more deliberate. Ideas that used to feel tangled begin to separate. Problems that seemed overwhelming reduce to a few clear next steps. Have you ever noticed your best ideas show up in the shower, on a walk, or in those rare phone-free moments? That's not an accident. That's what happens when your mind finally has space to breathe. Mastering attention isn't about escaping reality. It's about seeing it without distortion. When your mind is constantly stirred up, everything feels urgent, personal, and enormous. A small comment becomes an attack. A minor setback becomes a catastrophe. In stillness, you gain distance. You can watch a thought appear. They must hate me. I'm going to fail. It's already too late. And instead of believing it immediately, you can say, that's just a story my brain is telling right now. From this calmer place, better choices emerge. You pause before replying to that message you'll regret. You resist the impulse to jump into an argument that doesn't matter. You notice you're about to repeat an old pattern and choose differently. Stillness is strength in a world addicted to noise. This strength doesn't shout. It doesn't need to. It just quietly alters the path of your life, one clear decision at a time. So the first key to stillness is this. Protect your attention like it is your most valuable possession, because it is. Every distraction you resist is a vote for a quieter, clearer mind. Every moment of silence you create is a small rebellion against a system designed to keep you restless. And once your mind begins to settle, you'll discover something surprising. The chaos outside you can stay the same, but your experience of it completely changes. Stillness of mind is only the start, though. There's another storm we have to face, the emotional one inside your chest. How many of your worst days weren't caused by events themselves, but by the stories you told yourself about those events? The replaying, the blaming, the comparing. The second key is stillness of the heart coming. The constant commentary of ego, fear, and resentment. You might be physically safe, sitting in a comfortable room, but inside you're trapped in arguments that never happened, regrets you can't change, futures that don't exist yet. Have you ever laid awake replaying the same scene in your mind for the 100th time, as if worrying about it one more round will finally fix it? Emotional stillness doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop drowning in what you feel. Instead of fusing with every emotion, I am angry, I am worthless, I am doomed. You learn to say, anger is passing through me right now. Fear is loud right now. That tiny shift from I am to this creates space. In that space, you can ask different questions. What is this emotion trying to protect? Is this about now, or is this about an old wound? One powerful practice is to deliberately let go of imaginary battles. Not every criticism needs a comeback. Not every misunderstanding needs to be fixed today. Not every success needs to be broadcast. When you stop auditioning for approval and start acting from your values, your emotional life becomes quieter. Gratitude helps too, not as a fake smile of a real pain, but as a daily reminder that, alongside your struggles, good things are present right now. The third key to stillness lives in your body and environment. You can't expect a racing heart, tight shoulders, and shallow breathing to produce calm thoughts. How clear can your mind really be on poor sleep? Constant caffeine and no real rest. Simple changes matter. Consistent sleep, regular movement, unhurried meals, small pockets of time away from screens. Your surroundings matter too. A cluttered space pulls at your attention with 1,000 tiny demands. A simpler environment, fewer possessions, less visual noise naturally quiets the mind. Taking walks without your phone, feeling the ground under your feet, actually noticing the sky above you. These are not luxuries. They're practices that bring your nervous system out of fight or flight and back into balance. The fourth key is ritual building small, repeated pauses into your day so stillness becomes a habit, not a rare accident. Imagine if you had a 1-minute pause before every important decision. Imagine ending each day with a brief review. What drained me? What nourished me? What will I do differently tomorrow? These tiny check-ins stop your life from blurring into one long, frantic streak. You might choose a morning ritual of silence before any screens, a midday ritual of 3 slow breaths whenever you switch tasks, an evening ritual of writing down 3 things you're grateful for and 1 thing you're honestly struggling with. Over time, these moments become anchors. No matter how stormy the day gets, you'll meet yourself again in those pauses. The final key is stillness in action, bringing this inner quiet into the moments that matter most. Decisions, conflicts, opportunities, crises. It's easy to feel calm on a peaceful day. The real test is when something goes wrong, when someone disappoints you, when a plan collapses. In those moments, you can either be swept away by the first wave of panic, or you can remember, breathe, observe, choose. A simple 3-step response can change everything. First, buy yourself a pause. 1 slow inhale, 1 longer exhale. Second, describe what's happening in neutral language. This project is off track. Instead of everything is a disaster. Third, ask, what is the next small step I can take? You don't need the full solution in that moment. You just need to avoid making it worse. People around you will start to notice. You become the person who doesn't explode when others lose their temper. The one who can delay a decision until the facts are clear. The one who can say, I need a moment to think, and actually take it. You don't need more time. You need fewer distractions. When you cut through the noise, the time you already have becomes enough. Stillness is not about escaping life. It's about showing up to life with your whole self present. It doesn't mean abandoning ambition or refusing to act. It means your ambition is no longer driven by panic, insecurity, or comparison. It means your actions come from clarity instead of chaos. So ask yourself, where is the loudest noise in your life coming from right now? Is it your phone, your schedule, your thoughts, your environment, your relationships? And what is one small, specific change you can make this week to turn that volume down just a little? Maybe it's deleting one app that constantly hijacks your attention. Maybe it's walking for 10 minutes each day without headphones. Maybe it's journaling honestly before bed instead of numbing out with endless content. These choices look small from the outside, but inside, they are huge. They are you saying, my mind, my heart, and my time belong to me again. If this message resonates with you, don't let it become just another idea you briefly liked and then forgot. Choose one practice of stillness and commit to it for the next 7 days. Then watch what happens not just in your schedule, but in your sleep, your conversations, your creativity, your sense of control. If you want more content that helps you think deeper instead of faster, slow down instead of burnout, then take a second right now to like this video and subscribe to Winds of Thought. That tiny click tells the platform. Show this to more people who are overwhelmed and need a little stillness too. Your life doesn't have to be a blur of reactions. You can build a quiet center inside yourself that no algorithm, no schedule, no crisis can easily shake. The world will probably stay loud, but you don't have to.